maybe the number one thing is college students, particularly when they're walking, tend to have a king of the walkway mentality and will step out at any point in time thinking this is primarily a pedestrian campus.
Limit. It's not like a traffic signal turns red and it's very obvious. You should stop before you enter that intersection if the red light beats you to the intersection. The traffic laws that involve pedestrian crossings and vehicles having to give them the right-of-way or vice versa is kind of a dance between the two without any specific guidelines, so that the person has to make sure the driver has to make sure the person's in the crosswalk. The pedestrian has to make sure that the vehicle driver sees him getting ready to cross. Well, there's no way to communicate that other than kind of through eye contact or something like that. So.
As I recall, and I did not end up dealing with it directly, we did have a pedestrian incident on either Third or Atwater where someone was, I believe, seriously injured. There may have even been a fatality, but I know seriously injured from a car hitting a pedestrian.
Well, as far as crosswalks are concerned, texting and cell phones, iPods, things like that, come into play on a smaller percentage. With drivers, on the other hand, it does come into play because for the many years, the number one cause of accidents is driver inattention. Driver wasn't paying attention, didn't see the stop sign. Driver wasn't paying attention, didn't see the car stop in front of him. Driver wasn't paying attention and hit the cow that ran out in front of him in a rural area. That the driver just was not watching. And now, with technology of texting and cell phones, with people trying to look to dial and take their attention away from the road, it's just been that much more of a way to take a person's attention away from what they're doing. Most of the public is under the impression that the pedestrian always has the right-of-way, but a pedestrian could as easily be arrested or charged. I shouldn't say arrested. We would write them a traffic citation for crossing in front of a vehicle too quickly, not giving the driver enough time to stop, as well as a driver could be cited for not observing a person crossing in the crosswalk.
Well, it was a beautiful Wednesday afternoon in September, about a year and a half ago. I was heading home from my last class of the day. It was about 2:30 in the afternoon. And I was heading westbound on 10th Street, just in front of the Wells Library. I was probably going about 30 miles an hour or so and increasing speed because there's a slight hill over there. And there was a car in front of me. It had already passed me. The pedestrians that were just about to start jaywalking said, okay, well, this car is done. We can now walk behind it and we'll be safe. And none of them paid any attention to me. I was maybe trailing by about 100 feet. And I knew my brakes pretty well at the time, and I knew I couldn't stop in time, safely anyway. So I was trying to maneuver myself between the jaywalking pedestrians, and I cleared one gentleman who was just to my left, but the young lady just to my right was carrying a purse. My handlebar caught on her purse. It went flying off of her arm. I went flying off of my bike, broke my backpack, landed on my shoulder somehow, and that was pretty much it.
So I would say that as students encounter problems, if they bring it to the attention of the Commission on Personal Safety, we could work with the City of Bloomington to get some of these addressed.